Здорово, нахуй. Sorry for such a long absence. I've been testing different alcoholic beverages. 16 years old already. 2 years until natural death. So close yet so far. As you can understand, today's game is going to be S.T.A.L.K.E.R Sky, which after the release of S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 is not so clear anymore. Just like the cultural shock this game left back in 2008. The amount of fan-made films and fan-made music, although most of them look like a piece of shit. A fucking LSD trip. Polish documentary about World War II. The game begins with a cutscene. The main character and a group of scientists are walking. Then an mission strikes. We then see our main character, and two weird dudes yapping about something.
Скажу, що нічого подібного я раніше не бачив. Енцефалограма свідчить про серйозне ушкодження нервової системи. Однак показники інших функцій організму просто прекрасні. Парадокс?
Вважаєте, це пов'язано з викидом?
Поза сумнівом. Втім, я поки не можу знайти цьому раціональне пояснення.
Здається, він починає приходити до тями.
After the long yap, one of the dudes, Lebedev, approaches us. He tells that we were the only ones who managed to survive on a mission. And for now, all you need to know about missions, they are very deadly. So, he sends us to yap with some other people on the base, one of them being Holod.
Стежки наміряно, місця потрібні розвідано, всі шкоди перестріляно. Ясна річ, болота – це тобі не курорти з файними дівчатами, та життя було нічого. А от як шантарахнув викид, то й останнє, найсерйозніше.
Зав'язуйте з розмовами. Нехай Лейман зайде до мене.
Оце маєш. Ну, якщо Лебедєв каже треба, солдат має відповідати слухай. Давай, брат, командир на тебе чекає. Ну, коли ще будеш у нас на болотах, як то...
Our atmospheric vibe now ends with the call from Lebedev. He calls us in and explains that we are superhuman. But the downside of us surviving emissions is that all our mental health is going insane. And if we don't stop all the emissions, then one day we will become a zombie. Our talk was interrupted with the call from the second forepost. These guys got attacked by something, so we have to go and help them. After going to the second forepost, we see that everyone except one guy is dead. And you know who attacked them? Fucking boars! When we get up there, a second mission starts. This time, we have no escape. We survived the mission the second time. Now, our mental health is going a little insane. But who cares, we're still alive. Now, yapping with Lebedev again. He explains that the emissions happened because of a group of stalkers which is trying to get to the center of the zone. And because they're trying to get to the center of the zone, or someone controlling the zone, is starting the emissions to stop them from doing so. And because someone is currently trying to get inside the center of the zone, the emissions are happening. And we know what we need to do. We need to stop them from doing it. Best way to do so? Kill them. But in order to kill them, we have to control all the ways out of the swamps. But after the big emission happened, the area is now flooded with renegades. Well, it's time for faction war. Our main task is to capture points. The Nasos Stancja, Zgorevshi Hutor, and this piece of shit. After capturing these places, we can now attack the main base of the renegades, Mechanizatorski Dvor. Now, after capturing Mechanizatorski Dvor, we can go and capture Pivdenny Hutor. This will lead us out to the cordon. But what I recommend you to do is explore the swamps a little bit more. You can find a lot of cool side quests you can do. You can find the Velas detector and a lot of artifacts which will be useful. Well, the army people. Back in the day, this place determined whether you're a man or a little pussy. And even nowadays, this place is very hard to complete if you don't know the right way. But I know it, so I quickly escape. After we escape, Sidorovich calls
Здоров, радий тебе бачити.
in, and we ask him about one of the stalkers from the S.T.A.L.K.E.R group. He says that there was one very suspicious dude. He wanted to buy a very specific part, but Sidorovich will not say where he went, because he's a fat bitch, and we have to help him. Recently, a group of stalkers commanded by S.T.A.L.K.E.R, captured a military mayor, S.T.A.L.K.E.R. S.T.A.L.K.E.R was the leader of the military bloc post at Cordon. They had just a little diplomatic issue between them, and this S.T.A.L.K.E.R guy has a very specific case which Sidorovich needs, and he knows that without S.T.A.L.K.E.R, there's no case for him. S.T.A.L.K.E.R refuses to yap with any stalker, but we are Merc. So we can go and yap with stalkers, yap with S.T.A.L.K.E.R, and probably get the case. At the stalker base, we yap with Otis Valerian, who says that S.T.A.L.K.E.R definitely knows the info about the case. Wow. After the yap with S.T.A.L.K.E.R, he says that his friends will definitely help him, and while backed up by his friends, he will not give the information about the case. Now, his friends, he just yaps out all the information. We can go get the case and go back to Sidorovich. Then Sidorovich gives us info about the stalker. Fang. Fang is a member of Strelok's group, and currently he went to the garbage to meet with diggers who had found that part. And on my way to the diggers, I joined Stalkers because I wanted to experience the real war. And if you want to experience a good war with Clear Sky and Renegades, Stalkers and Bandits, freedom and fucking duty, download Stalker Clear Sky Reclamation Mode. It doesn't add anything new to the game, it only improves all the bugs, fixes them all. With this mod, you can capture the block post of the military, duties base, and depot successfully without it bugging out. When going to the Smitnik, I recommend you waste all your money, but this is only if you want to be neutral with the bandits. Meeting with the diggers, and turns out they all dead. Fang was here around 15 minutes ago, and they sent Vastian to catch Fang, who was going to Tomnia Dolina. Now we have to meet Vastian, who probably knows where Fang went. But Vasily can wait. Dikinopper can't. I decided to help the Barholka people to kick out the bandits. First of all, he sends us to find his friend's PDA, which was at the digger camp we were like 2 minutes ago. After bringing in the PDA, he offers us a medkit for 2,000 rubles, because they all need money right now. Dikinopper is trying to fight off the bandits, and to do so, he wants to free hostages, which were bought from S.T.A.L.K.E.R by bandits. In order to do so, they have to buy some new weapons from a Peter dealer who they sent Avoska to. But after going to Avoska to give him the 2k rubles, he turns out to be a bandit, and the dealer attacks us.
Ну що, здохла вона ця падлюка? Ти подивись, може при ньому є щось важливе.
After killing Avoska, the dealers, we bring the PDA of Avoska back to Dikinopper. We offer help into defending and freeing the hostages, which the bandits have taken. Now with the guns Dikinopper stolen basically, we go and kick the bandits' asses, freeing the hostages. For doing so, we get a very nice stash, with a very nice weapon for the start of the game. This will change the whole faction war.
Порішили козил. Чоловіче, я вже думав, тут і здохну. Навіть не знаю.
And after capturing Depot, there's officially no more bandits left at Smitnik, and we can go to Vasya. Vasya is sitting on a rock, fighting off some dogs. So we go and help him. After killing the dogs, Vasya says that he tried to catch Fang, but these dogs stopped him, and that Fang probably went to freedom. At Dark Valley, we meet freedomers. They say that someone is constantly attacking them, and they don't know who or what it is. The only safe place is their base, where they send us. And while I was going there, their squad was attacked by someone. We don't know who. We check the squad and see that everybody is dead, and then a pack of dogs attacks us. After reaching Freedom's base, we have to go and yap with Commandant. Commandant says that there is a very furious mutant which is keeping the whole base scared, and we have to go end his life. Well, not the beast that I expected. After ending this fucking retard's life, we go back to Commandant, who then sends us to Ashot. Ashot gives us some rations and ammunition to go send to one of the squads. But while we were going there, the squad got attacked. We rushed to help, but we're too late. The whole squad is gunned down, and one of the Sulkers has their PDA left. On that PDA, we hear some mercs saying that the Commandant is a bitch because he said that the squad will have no ammunition left. Now we know that the mercs are attacking Freedom and that the Commandant is a fucking rat. We can now yap with Chekhov, Freedom's leader, and help Freedom find mercs and kill them. We find mercs at the old farm where Mechany could buy a ghost rifle for 800 rubles. We kick off the mercs and see Commandant lying by the tree. In his PDA, the whole information about the mercenaries is displayed. So with this info, we can now find out where the mercs are hiding. In order to find where the mercs are coming from, we have to capture all 3 antennas. One of the antennas is at Freedom's base, the second antenna is at some middle island, and the third one is at the very fucking place where Mechany bought his ghost rifle for 800 rubles.
Виворотив! На, жри!
They blow up the tunnel and leave. This information, Chekhov will now give us info about Fang and where he went. Going to where Fang went. Turns out, it's all a trap.
Йоптить, класний підвальчик, сталкера один за одним пруть. Що їм тут, медом помазано чи що?
Да, мля. Жалко, що той урод змився.
Та хер з ним, жир скинув і нормально.
Ага. Коротше, хапаємо самий жир і валим.
But Lebedev comes in clutch and says that he found some PDAs of S.T.A.L.K.E.R group at the very secret underground stash they have. It's Aeroprom we meet duty soldiers. Luckily, one of them gets killed. In order to get to the underground of Aeroprom, we have to ask permission of duty's leader, Krylov. Now we can go down to the Aeroprom underground, but we also have to do duty a favor and kill all the mutants by flooding the underground, which is very stupid if you ask me, because all they're gonna do, they're just gonna run out even faster because of the flood. At the place where we have to go inside the underground, there's a group of dutiers fighting snorks. I recommend waiting until the snorks kill all duty men, or just get on top of the underground entrance, wait till all the snorks come out to kill the duty men and run inside without any damage. After climbing up this ladder, you will meet Vladar. Now we have to flip the leather and we can flood the whole room. After escaping to the next floor, we will find the hideout alongside 5 bandits. Kill those bastards. Info we find at the flash drive at S.T.A.L.K.E.'s underground hideout suggests that S.T.A.L.K.E.R is currently at Professor Sakharov, which is Yantar, and he is getting his site protection done. Before we go to Yantar, I have to go and fight a war. After yapping with Sakharov, he says that he cannot give us a device, because he has given the last one to S.T.A.L.K.E.R, who was here just 15 minutes ago. Instead, he offers us a job to help secure the Psia missions. Our task is to pull some levers and activate the cooling system. Will function normally all the time. Squad, and now we're heading to the place where we have to shoot the zombies. This is just a 3-minute defense from zombies. After the last, we can finally go through Rudiles. But Alok runs away from us like with S.T.A.L.K.E R trying to send him back to Luhansk. We are left with a squad of stalkers which are trying to kill us. After we fight off the squad, Lebedev calls and says that the only way for us to reach CNPP is throughout Limansk, a dead city very similar to Luhansk. And the only person which can help us with this is Lesnik, a very old stalker who lived in this forest even before the CNPP blew up in 1986. The last stalker which I didn't kill gave me a stash coordinate and offered me help. What with Peter? Meeting up with another squad of stalkers. These ones are not the ones beforehand. With these group of stalkers, we get to fight Topetishka. Not everyone had made it alive, but you need at least one stalker to get one of the best weapons out there in the whole game. Offer this guy help and he'll task you with finding a tank pulleymat. Now at this tank over here, where the space bubble is, just look inside his hull and you will see 2,000 bullets and a whole machine gun in it. Take it with you. And remember to kill all the snorks that will come because more will spawn and they will target the 2 stalkers. Or the one, or the amount is left. And because you're not gonna kill the stalkers, the snorks will, and this task will fail. Or even better, just cancel out after the stalkers die. This means that you will not get a failed task in your statistics, and this task will not be there throughout your whole game. This machine gun is very good, because it will be with me until the entire end of the game. For finding the Kulimats, we should jump in the space bubble, which will spawn us right in front of duty people. After killing the duty people, we can finally go and meet with S.T.A.L.K.E.R. S.T.A.L.K.E.R says that he's been hearing some radio transmissions coming from the other side of the river. In order to make the signal stronger, we have to head to the army warehouses where at one of the towers there is a transmitter enhancer. Activating this thing will make S.T.A.L.K.E.R hear the transmission and finally help whoever is sending it. At army warehouses, I meet my homies, Freedomers. I help them with some of the tasks, and I head to Mercs, which are somewhere in the Croassos village. These guys said that one of their squads is lost in a space bubble, and they're also tasking you with killing some bloodsuckers and helping find some ammunition for them. So I go kill the bloodsuckers and activate the enhancer, which is on the top of this tower, which the snake told me about. After activating the enhancer, we hear a transmission from Mercs who say that they're being stuck in the space bubble for over several weeks, that they need help soon. This info, we go back to S.T.A.L.K.E.R and tell them that Yet nahui, the mercs need help soon. S.T.A.L.K.E.R then says that he knows how to help them with the artifact compass. Our cutie patootie got stuck in the space bubble, the same as the mercs, somewhat about 2 or 3 days ago. And God himself, the Zone, sent him an artifact named Compass. Using this artifact, he managed to get out of the space bubble because the artifact showed him the coordinates where he had to go to leave the space bubble. But some fuckers stole the artifact and they're currently shitting in the mine shaft. So we have to go and kill them all, just like always. After killing and returning the artifact back to S.T.A.L.K.E.R, we now have to head to the army warehouses, where, using a big-ass transmitter located at the army base at the army warehouses, we have to send the codes to the mercs. At this time, Freedom is still just waiting to liberate the army base, which is currently occupied by the military people, and we can help them with this. After killing all the military people, we can go to the radio transmitter and transmit all the coordinates that the artifact compass showed us. Well, not us, S.T.A.L.K.E.R, but who the fuck cares anyway. After this, we go back to the mercs and say that we saved their friends from the space bubble, and now that they will help us get to Limansk. Now, in order to get to Limansk, we have to place down the bridge, and the switch on placing down the bridge is on the other side, and those mercs will currently spawn out of the space bubble on the other side. Now, all we gotta do is just keep the mercs safe while we shoot out all the renegades, mucks that come and try and kill our friends mercs. Now, after all the renegades are killed, the bridge is fully down, we can finally enter Лиманськ.
Лісовик. Виручив нас.
Дякую найманцеві. Якби не він, 100 років би у цьому чортовому позорі стирчали.
Хай там як, але ми тобі завинили.
Нічого, як потім розрахуємось. Щасти!
Добре, нехай так.
But before, if you saved each and every merc in Leshy group, you can get an artifact bubble, which will help you in some artifact builds.
Шлях на Лиманськ вільний. Передай загін, висувайтеся до міста і знайдіть через нього безпечну дорогу. Решті поки скріпитися біля мосту і чекати на підхід основного загону.
Now it's time for Luhansk. At the entrance, we see two bandits, one of them wounded. When we go to them, we say that they should drop their weapons or we will kill them. One of the bandits asks for a medkit from us. In exchange, he will say where the ambush is waiting for us. I give him the medkit, and then he says where the ambush is. The ambush is pretty weak anyway, but it's better to know than not know about it. As I move forward, I see some merc, and he is fighting off bandits and fighting off the Monolithians. Now we have to kill the machine gunner of bandits. Which is right over here. After killing the machine gunner, we will have to fight with the Monolith squad. The Monolithians are heavily packed, and they have some good guns, so you better be sniping them instead of going them one-on-one. After regrouping with our S.T.A.L.K.E.R group, it's time to go to the center of the city. At the center, we see some squads of duty men dead, and also some of our homies dead. The group decides to wait here for further instructions, but then they get ambushed by even more Monolithians. The leader says that we shouldn't help them and we should just go help the other squad, which is currently fighting off the military men at the bridge. After reaching them, they're getting heavily sniped by the military men on the other side of the bridge, and to reach the other side of the bridge, we have to snipe out the military men.
На долоні, носа не висунеш. Лебедів сказав, що міст треба взяти.
After killing all the military men, the group, which was stuck on the other side of the bridge, can now finally go and help us. After going further, we see the construction site with a lot of Monolithians. This place in my childhood made my ass go on fire. But now, after we clear out all of my dungeon, which is very easy now, we can finally meet with the last Clear Sky group before we can head to the sea. Before we can go to the CNPP, we have to go through the hospital. And the way to the hospital is just over there. But the bad thing is, the water is electrified. So we have to do some parkour, kill some monolithians, find the switch to turn off the electricity, and all the Clear Sky group can pass freely. After doing so, we can go to the hospital, which will be the last location before the CNPP, where we get to kill S.T.A.L.K.E.R and save the zone. Oi blah. We finally reached the worst part of the whole game. In my childhood, I absolutely hated this. And now it's even worse, because before I didn't realize how bad it was. But now I do realize how bad this piece of shit location is. But let's continue. As we move on, we see a squad of Clear Skymen getting sniped and gunned down by machine guns. We have to kill the sniper. But before we do that, one of the dudes tries to go through, and unluckily for him, he gets shot. Our task now is to wait for the commands of the commander of the squad. And when he says that we can run, we do run to the other rooms.
Пішов!
Молодець, так тримати. А дід пішов. Молодець, так тримати.
After doing so, completely without any mistakes done in the entire run, we can finally reach the machine gunner and throw a nade into his fucking nest. Then we have to go through this big ass hole. And after we reach it, there will be a part where we have to wait for a Clear Skyman to help us.
Розберися із кулеметником внизу. Центр.
And now, after the Clear Sky members kill the second machine gunner, we can go to the CNPP. As soon as we enter CNPP, we see Lebedev yap in front of us that we have to take his Gauss rifle. And we have to kill S.T.A.L.K.E.R.
Багато в чому завдяки тобі. Петренко, перевір за сканером частоту КПК стрільця.
Командире, стрілець зовсім.
But the catch is, Sakharov gave S.T.A.L.K.E.R the Psi emitter, which defends him from any Psi emissions, and our goal is to shoot the Psi emitter until it runs out of battery and until S.T.A.L.K.E.R loses his mind to the Psi emissions. You were just insane. S.K.E.R can survive Psi emissions, and in S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 it will be greatly shown, and also this Gauss rifle will be kept until S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, just saying.
Виїзд рушниці по стрільцю. Це послабить його псі-захист.
After we kill the Psi emitter, S.T.A.L.K.E.R falls down and a huge emission starts. Lebedev says that we finally did it, but then he realizes that there's an emission. After the emission unfolds, we all die. Or do we? I don't know. And then the final video plays. Freedom's base, where he drank tons of vodka and listened to tons of anecdotes. But did S.T.A.L.K.E.R stay the same? Or did he become a seed consciousness agent? We will know in S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2. But as of now, this video finally comes to an end. Thank you everyone who watched till the moment, and see you in the next video.
Ну, розповідай. Уважно тебе